How's it going, everybody? We currently have an event game mode going and it's a good one again. I'm having quite a bit of fun with this one. Well, granted, people are slow when it comes to grasping the rules, but I guess that goes for both sides. But yeah, the topic I want to talk about today are event game modes in general and the fact that most of them are rotting away as wasted disk space on my hard drive. So here's my proposal. We get rid of the deathmatch playlist and replace it with a weekly rotation of all previous event game modes. Let's not kid ourselves with the deathmatch playlist and react with some feigned outrage. Some people like elimination, I give you that, and apparently you can even still find games for it on console, but skirmish? Come on now, that thing was dead week 2 season 1. No one wants to play it and there haven't been any changes to either of those modes in I don't know how many seasons. Letting those modes rot away doesn't do any good for anyone. Mind you, I'm not saying to delete them, just put them in rotation. As far as I know, Ubisoft had outsourced their map design to another studio and that contract expired recently, so Canopy was the last map. So I expect that we won't get any additional maps that can't be played on Dominion or on Breach. But yeah, game mode rotation, I keep mentioning it, what do I actually mean by that? Every week, or maybe make it just every weekend, one of the old event game modes gets put on the map. Not in the respective faction capital event list, but just normally on the map. By now we've had quite a few special game modes, some of them fun, others not so much. But let's go down the list. Some of you probably haven't played any of them yet, or have forgotten about them. Sadly, I don't have footage of all of them, so my explanations will have to suffice. First ever special game mode we got was Ice Brawler. Actually, it was found way before they even made it an official event by reloading the custom game tab often enough you get to play it there. As the name suggests, it's a 2v2 game mode on floating ice sheets that crumble over time, making the arena smaller and smaller, putting additional time pressure on the fight. The next one we got was for a Halloween event with the name Eternal March. It basically was Dominion, where the minion lane was replaced with skeletons that all did a shit ton of damage. Imagine them like pike minions with just 1 HP, so clearing them was easy, but if you get caught in the middle of them you were basically eaten alive. The 2 capture points also didn't reward any points except for their initial capture value, so you had to kill minions to increase your score. I'm not 100% sure which one came next, I think it was Dance of Death though. It was once again a brawl game mode and the only way to end the round is if both opponents were dead at the same time. If only one was dead, he'd respawn after a certain amount of time, and with each death, the respawn timer got longer and longer. The same rules applied to Carousel of Death, but making the game mode a 4v4 on the 3 dual maps, so very limited space and 8 people at the same time. As you can see, I have some leftover footage of these 2 modes. I quite enjoyed both of them, and especially Carousel of Death. At first I was ranting about it, saying it's just a mindless clusterfuck, but it grew on me. And that is also the game mode that people keep asking me about every single time I use it for a video. Players seem to be interested in it. It's mindless, quick fun, so I'm not surprised actually. We all enjoy turning our brains off now and then. For some it's the only state of mind actually. Then Ubisoft tried their hands on a PvE game mode. Test Your Metal was basically arcade before arcade got implemented. Or maybe it was them testing the waters and how well it would be received, and people played it a shit ton. It was elimination, so a 4v4 mode against 4 bots. The bots were the named NPCs from a campaign. I think the mode ran for 3 weeks and each week the bots were made stronger. Like Gudmundur was sitting at like 700 HP at the end of some random nonsense number. Ever since then people have requested to bring this mode back, but it's probably not for the mode itself, but rather for the rewards it gave. I'll talk about the rewards in just a bit, but let's finish this list first. I was trying to look through old patch notes to actually get them in chronological order, but the notes are awful at mentioning the special event modes. So I think the next one was the Eruption of Mount Ignis, the volcano event. I think they called it Infernal Dominion. It was basic Dominion, but every time a point was contested, you'd get a flame barrier around the point, meaning that if you entered or left, you'd take damage. The mode itself was alright, I guess, but what stuck with me was the new design of the map's background and all that. Amazing work by the art team, it really felt like after a volcanic eruption. Next one was Assassini Templari. The game mode featured 2 characters from the Assassin's Creed franchise, and while nice seeing those 2 in For Honor, the mode itself was a little bland, and the AI, basically the commander AI, isn't particularly challenging, and the fact that you could still ledge them didn't help either. And for Black Prior's release we got War of Attrition, a weird mode that was a tad confusing and heavily favoured one side. It played like Dominion, but you had minions at every point, and one side could only defend, the other only capture the point, while minions didn't grant any additional score. I didn't like it personally, but others probably enjoyed it, like few people. And now we have the Shadows of the Hitukiri. I don't think I need to explain that one, you can still play it yourself at the moment. We've had a couple additional realistic modes and hyper duels that just slightly changed the duel rule set, might as well include those as well. If you haven't tuned out by now, you saw that we have quite a few modes that haven't been seen more than once, so why not have them playable again? I've already explained the rotation system, the time between modes, how long we can play them, and all that is up for discussion. What I do want to make an argument for are the rewards though. For each mode, bring back the associated weapon and armor skins. This is coming from someone who has unlocked pretty much all of them. I don't need any of the old ones anymore, I got them already. But I also understand that people that have played back then and like their unique stuff do want to keep them exactly that, unique. So my proposal is to have a small drop chance, and with that I really mean small, something like 5 to 10%, for all weapon and armor skins that were lootable during that event's initial time. All effects, ornaments, emotes, outfits, and so on will not be obtainable again. This should make both camps happy. It is an additional incentive to play these game modes, while still keeping the value for people that unlocked it previously. Low drop rates and limited availability of the modes would still make it kinda hard to unlock everything, but the chance is there. It's a shame to keep all those weapon skins and especially the armor unavailable to people that joined late. Being able to unlock it for 1 or 2 characters should be achievable this way. Let me know what you think. I can definitely see both sides of the argument here, and if Ubi would actually do this, I'm 100% convinced that we will see people bitch about low drop rates anyways, because we all know they deserve the items right fucking now, just for gracing this game with their presence. Just to reiterate, my main point is to bring back these game modes more often. Some of them are highly enjoyable, and the extra loot would just be an additional incentive to get people to play them again. A lot of players tunnel and don't pay attention to what's available, so who knows whether the majority of them would even realize that this is happening. No amount of pop-ups will help there. I hope the idea is interesting. Thanks for watching. Laters everybody.